will kick it away to start us off. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Rams him with the stiff arm. He's out of bounds at the 31 after a nice return. Looks like the defense will play quarters coverage here. Looking downfield, it's Heward. That was an eyelash away from being picked off, and that is not the way to set the tone with a near pick on your opening drive. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Misfired on the last play, they'll go back to the air. This time on target. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. Fresno State right back to the line.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Here comes the offense on second down. Back to pass. A strike downfield. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Fresno State moving it quickly down the field. Going up top again. Finds his big tight end. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Dances away to buy time. It'll be incomplete. Tried to extend the play, but just couldn't find anybody open.
Well, on the opening drive of the game, establishing a rhythm and a cadence offensively is really, really important. They've done some good things on this first drive to put them in this situation. Obviously, you just threw an incompletion on second down and likely going to throw it.
Touchdown, Fresno State! The offense cashing it in on that drive. You want to talk about a great way to start the game and set the tone early.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game and get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
You don't see this very often, an early onside kick when you have the lead. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
Man, these coaches talked about being aggressive, and they were. First quarter, you're going with the onside already. I would say it's a little bit careless, a little bit reckless. Onside kicks are not high percentage, but they went for it, they failed, and now let's see how they respond.
Taking a shot on the first play. Touchdown, 49ers! They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone.
You know, sometimes as a play caller, you just don't have to overthink things. I've got a guy who's faster than your guys, and he's just going to run straight down the field. I'm going to throw it way down the field. He's going to make the catch, and we're going to score a touchdown, and that's pretty much what just happened there.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He found some really good running room on that one. It just about got loose. As it is, good return to set up the drive. They'll try to put a drive together starting from the 36. He'll do it himself. Can't get him to the ground.
Nice job by this defense, stringing along the option, not letting him make a decision right away, and that's why they could corral to the football, get him on the ground, and make sure that option didn't get a big gain.
Pulls it in. It's Burton. He gets it up to midfield, forced out of bounds at the 50.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. Fresno State right back to the line. To the air, it's Heward. Fires to the big fella. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. The Bulldogs really need to keep this drive alive on third down. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. He gets the job done on third down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. First down here for the offense. Looking downfield on first down. Buying some time as he moves left. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Man, if I'm the offensive line, I got to do a better job initially protecting my quarterback. And then once he scrambles out of that pocket, he starts to go to the left, I got to stick with the play because then he gets whacked at the end of the play. And instead of helping my quarterback up, I got to make sure I protect him a lot better moving forward.
Trying to make magic with his feet. And they're able to get him on the ground.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job, buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield, nothing there. So instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands.
It's so nice when you know it's third and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
On fourth down, going to the air. Looking for the end zone. And it's incomplete. The long pass on fourth down is to no avail.
And the offense stays aggressive. They try to throw the football and just weren't on the same page. It was an incompletion. He could have done a better job, I think, throwing the ball to his receiver.
Wide open spaces. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Might as well give it to him again. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Here on 2nd and 9, sends 3 receivers to the right.
That's the end of the first quarter, with the score tied 7-7.
Okay, ready? Black 24! Black 24! Come on!
The give to the back. He's loose.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Trying to pick it up on the ground. They stopped him cold in the backfield, and all he needed was inches on third down.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
This offense gets into plus territory. They're going to go for it regardless of their field goal kicker's range. Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before they'll recycle that down marker. The 49ers are moving quickly down the field. Power football with the run. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Touchdown, Charlotte! He got a step and just dusted the field. And a huge run from the back for 6.
Man, it's nice to have a running back that can do that. That makes everything else easy on offense. Hey, hand it to that guy, he makes a big play. Yes, please.
And the PAT gives him a 14-7 lead. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. He had visions of glory on that return, but he'll step out of bounds at the 29. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. On the option. He'll pitch it. And that might have been a bad read as the defense just swarms all over the pitch man.
And that just looked off. The timing, the rhythm, I don't know what it was, but usually that option, man, it's so precise, right? Like,
Picked off. Taking it the other way. The 30. He smashes his way through again.
As a quarterback, you've got to give your receiver an opportunity to make the play. You've got to put the ball on his body. That throw gets away a little bit from the QB, and that leads to the tip and the interception.
And the offense is out on the field with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. We've got a tight one, and they'll try to build on the lead before going to the locker room. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. Looking for the end zone. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Charlotte.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. They got the ball in great field position, and bam, bam, 2 plays and into the end zone. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. He's able to work his way across the 25 to the 26 before going out of bounds. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Looking for a man. It's Heward. He uncorks one deep. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on 1st down.
Well, you make big plays for your quarterback in the game. You catch a touchdown pass, he's going to look your way again, often, downfield like they did right there, but give the defense credit, forcing an incompletion.
He's got him this time. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the 1st down. Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on 3rd. Fires to the tight end. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. They just keep firing. He'll take the deep shot. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and 3rd down is coming. Trying to pick up a 1st down. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. He'll take a deep shot here. Pulls it in on the left. Oh, a lot of space. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
That's exactly what this offense needed to do. You talk about answering at the right time, right before the half, close this gap, create some momentum, go into the half, put something together, try to come out with your hair on fire and win this 2nd half.
Fresno State, 14.
From inside his own 15, looking for room. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Back to pass, it's Sorsby. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And he's got it inside the 35.
Well, this quarterback, I think, has earned the right to take shots here late in the 1st half. They've had a lot of success. They've got the lead. They're not going to play it safe. He's going to make good decisions, and when he has opportunities to throw strikes, he's going to hit those throws.
To the air on 1st down. Here comes the heat. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. So now on 2nd and long, you start to think just don't fall out of field goal range. Wants to go up top. A shot toward the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
He's not afraid to go deep. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
Special teams coming through as they pin him back. They'll mark it dead at the 10. They'll snap it from the 10 for the first play of this drive. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Under fire. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Dropping back, it's Heward. Sends it downfield. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
And I love taking deep shots. I think it makes cornerbacks play honest, safeties play honest, and you can tell just missed a little bit deep on that shot. But listen, those are shots that we want to take because the risk is definitely worth the reward.
Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. On the run, it's Cook. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be 4th down. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Fresno State will have to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Slips through the line, and the returner will be brought down. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Looking to throw on 1st down. He'll take a shot. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
That's the end of the first half. This is Charlotte 21, Fresno State 14.
Fresno State lined up to kick off and start this 2nd half. From inside his own 15, trying to follow his blockers. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return.
Take over 1st and 10.
Opening play of this drive comes from the 34. Trying to set the tone with the run. Turning it on. Turning on the Jets. Spinderella. Just like that. A huge gain, and they've got it inside the 10. They'll mark it at the 8. And the 49ers want to pick up the tempo. Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And the defense was anxious to get off the ball quickly. Instead, it's just a little bit closer for the offense. They go to the ground. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the 2nd half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
And down here near the goal line, you've got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring him.
So you know the defense is going to be keying him too, right? Because he's hurting them a little bit in this game.
Sneaks it in. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
And how about make no mistake about it? Line up, bring in the big boys. You know, you probably have a good idea of what I'm trying to accomplish. Fourth down situation, and the offense comes through playing with a little physicality, a little muscle.
And the extra point is good for a 28-14 lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Looking to throw, it's Heward. Gonna take a shot. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up.
Well, in that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. He's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches, so I don't mind him.
Fires one high and deep. That throw might have been a little too... He couldn't haul it in inbounds.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game, so they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go with that football. Really nice job by the defense being in position to force the incompletion.
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Makes the grab on the left side. Oh, he's got some space. Gives him the big stiff arm. Touchdown, Bulldogs. A great catch and run for 6.
And how about the big athlete, the ability to catch the football and then also do damage after the catch. You see so many athletic tight ends nowadays with physicality and the ability to make you miss. He breaks a tackle and goes a long way for the big touchdown.
And the extra point is good. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd.
Set to kick this one away.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. Taylor has it. Runs through the tackle. Past the first down marker and still running. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling there out to the 35. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10.
Jackrabbit.
They'll give it to him again. At the 45 on his way. He's loose down the left side. It's a seam wide open. Touchdown Niners. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
David, this guy's showing us everything he's got in his toolbox. Between the tackles, running outside, the elusiveness, the vision, the speed, the patience. And with that home run, now has over 200 yards rushing in this game.
And there's nothing more frustrating than a guy that just keeps coming and keeps coming. They keep feeding him, and he keeps breaking tackles. He keeps making big plays. This defense has had absolutely no answer for that stud.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to right behind them. From inside the 10, here he comes. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Wants to throw. It's Heward. Throws to the wideout. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I like quarterbacks that are being aggressive, but moving forward, if your guy's not open downfield, it's okay just to check it down to a tight end or a running back and take the profit.
They'll throw again after the incompletion. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Man, this is an unbelievable start for this defender in this game, guy. That's already his second PD in this game. Playing with his eyes, he's breaking on the ball. You just can't start a game any better.
Looking left. Got his man downfield. There he goes. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
And that is a backbreaker if you're the defense, because you've done your job up to that point. You've set up the offense in 3rd and very long. You know they're going to throw it. You cannot allow a guy to get open that deep down the field for an explosive play. Somebody's going to have to answer for that when they get to the sidelines.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Fresno State. They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off.
Number 0.
It's hard for a defense to have to cover so much space. When the offense goes empty, you've got receivers and tight ends and running backs lined up out wide. You've got to expand, and it's harder to cover on the back end.
And he knocked that one right down the middle. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers properly to pay off that last scoring drive. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Well, this is kind of weird. They're not even going to try to run a play. And down to a knee? I guess that's one option.
And this D needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. The score, Charlotte 35, Fresno State 28.
It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Dropping back, it's Sorsby. Got it in the middle, it's Thomas. This is the kind of run that falls in the category of sanctioned violence as he's up to the 31.
3rd down coming up.
Shotgun snap on 3rd down. He makes a catch. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ballgame, you make those stops, and you get them to 3rd down. You get them to those critical points, now they get the 1st down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
The 49ers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. 35, he's got room. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. They finally get to him. What a play there to pick up the 1st down.
And that's the challenge for this defense, man. It starts to get later in the ballgame. That clock is not your friend. You're losing the football game. They got to meet the physical challenge of this run game.
Leaves it with the running back. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run.
2nd down coming up.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Give to the running back. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
Loss of 5.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating them up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. And it slips just inside that right upright. And that will extend their lead even further.
That's a big drive for this offense in the 4th quarter. Now to take a 2-possession lead, you got the other offense where you want them. Now you get to rush the passer, make them pass a little bit more, and don't give up those big plays. You're in a really good spot now.
We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. To throw, it's Heward. He's taking a deep shot. And they can't make the connection going for a big play on 1st down. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. He's got an open man. Delivers the stiff arm. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking. Wants to go up top on 1st down. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection. High the chains now on 2nd and long. Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And they can't hook up, going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. Makes the grab. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the 1st down. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He's going to let one fly down the middle. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Looking for more room. Stopped at the 44. Defense coming up with a big interception.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT. Finally, the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate.
When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics, they're going to roll this game tape back to show both offenses.
Dial it up and let it run. I mean, that's essentially what we saw in this game. It didn't matter what either offensive coordinator was calling. Everything seemed to work through throwing the football in the intermediate passing game, the RPOs, the run game, David. This was just